Kimbia, our contact at Kimbia, Haley Lamb, who has been with us for the past couple years on the Kimbia side. Again, Kimbia is the company that provides and hosts this website. So we'll be kicking it over to Haley in a few minutes. But first, I wanted to introduce my wonderful team that's here with me and that will be helping address your questions throughout the webinar. So,
good morning, everyone. This is Julie Binboydel. I'm the Director of Professional Advisor Engagement here at the Foundation. I'm part of our development team, so I'm working with our team to really grow that bonus pool that's helping to incentivize the gifts that you're receiving on that day of. I know several organizations have also reached out because they have donors who are looking to make major gifts, some larger gifts, and they can do so through a donor-advised fund at the Foundation. I know we'll be talking a little bit more about that, but essentially if someone is going to be making these larger gifts, they can set up a fund here at the Foundation in advance of Give Miami Day and make those gifts. And the benefit really to you as the organization is those gifts are not going to be assessed any sort of credit card or transaction fees, so you'll get 100% really of that donation. So now I'll pass it on to our other team member.
Hi, my name is Roshni, and I'm the Communications Assistant here at the Miami Foundation. And I'm helping with Give Miami Day, I guess, more on the back end of things when it comes to helping administer the site and the social media platforms, as well as helping plan the block party, which you're all invited to. It's on Give Miami Day from 5 to 8 p.m. at Maryland Park, and we'll probably talk about that later.
So first on our agenda for today is to review a little bit about how the bonus pool and the prize pool work and just a little bit of technicalities around making gifts. So once again, as Julie mentioned, the Miami Foundation actively fundraises for what we call the bonus pool. If you participated in Give Miami Day in our first 2 years, 2012 and 13, you might remember this as the match pool. We try to never use the word match because it can be pretty confusing for donors. They think it's a dollar for dollar. But if you've been a part of Give Miami Day before, then you know that is not the case. What we fundraise for at the Miami Foundation is a % bonus gift. Now, a lot of donors want to know, well, how much is that % bonus? How much will my gift be stretched? But we do not have that information right now. It's dependent on how much is in the bonus pool and how much is raised overall. So that's what we call prorated. So say there's $300,000 in the bonus pool and you raise $3 million on the event, then that becomes a 10% bonus. So folks have the opportunity to make a gift to the bonus pool on Give Miami Day. That's what we'll all be doing here. And the more money that is in the bonus pool, the biggest that % bonus gift that you receive becomes. So certainly, in addition to donating to your organization, encourage people to give to the bonus pool and help stretch the gifts even farther. So another example, last year the bonus pool was a 9% gift. So if someone gave you a $100 gift, it became $109 through that 9% bonus gift. So once again, we'll be working hard after Give Miami Day to determine that percentage and announce it and share it with you as soon as we're able to do so. The next topic I want to review is our prize pool. So the prizes are generously sponsored by the Miami Marlins, the Marlins Foundation. They're a wonderful partner. As Roshni mentioned, they're the host of our community block party on Give Miami Day. So if you go on givemiamiday.org, click the prizes tab at the top, you can see a list of all the prizes. It's a $25,000 prize pool, and we have a gift every 1 to 2 hours. And the gifts range between $500 to $1,500 to your organization. A lot of the prizes are based on the number of unique gifts or unique donations received in a certain time frame. To clarify what is a unique gift, it's a gift that's made by the name, the credit card, and the email address associated with that gift are unique. So it doesn't have to do with the dollar size. If you can believe it, someone last year thought that it had to be a strange number. So it was like $31.74. That's really unique. But that's not the case. The case is it's a different name, different credit card number, and different email with each donation that you receive. So a lot of the gifts are driven that way. We have a lot of gifts that are time-based. So the Good Morning Sunshine Prize, it's the gift that's made closest to 6:41 a.m. So we have a couple gifts like that, some more luck of the draw type prizes. And we have a new one this year that I'm pretty excited about that you might not have noticed yet if you haven't reviewed the full list on givemiamiday.org. But it's called the 50/50 Challenge Prize. And it is the first organization to receive 50 donations of $50 or more. So we heard some feedback that some of the smaller organizations didn't feel like they had an equal opportunity to win some of the prizes. So we heard you, and we think that we've added some more prizes that can appeal to smaller organizations, and we hope that this is one that maybe a small organization will be able to attain. So again, that's the 50/50 Challenge Prize. You can see the full list of prizes on givemiamiday.org and click the prizes button at the top. Now, last thing I want to remind you of before I hand it over to Kimbia and Haley at Kimbia is about the tax-deductible portion of Give Miami Day. Every donation that is made on givemiamiday.org is tax-deductible, 100% tax-deductible. And what that means is that donors cannot receive anything in exchange for their gift. So that means you can't say, if you give $20, you can come to our party. If you give $50, you'll get a swag bag. If you give $100, you get tickets to this event. No, it's a tax-deductible gift that is not within the lawful realm of how these types of donations work. So please remember that. It's something we take very seriously within the rules and the scope of this event. So please remember these gifts are tax deductible and donors cannot receive any goods, services, event tickets, anything in exchange for their gift. It is just out of the kindness of their heart to further your mission to make Miami a greater place to live for all of us. So that's my last spiel, I think. So again, I'm going to hand it over to Haley Lamb at Kimbia, and she will review some of the information that I sent in my email earlier this week, including how to navigate givemiamiday.org and keep track of your donors. So Haley, take it away.
Great, thank you, Victoria. The first thing I want to walk through with all of you today is what the website, what givemiamiday.org, will look like on next Thursday, so that you all feel comfortable and can answer any questions that your donors may have. So I've pulled up a live preview of the site, and you can see here, this is a little different. The homepage is a little different from what you will see right now if you visit givemiamiday.org. So first and most importantly on the homepage is what we call the multi-give donation form. This donation form will populate and allow donors to give to up to 25 organizations at one time, and only enter their credit card information and contact information once. So you'll see the organization name is a type-ahead search field. So as you begin to type, different nonprofits will appear. Donors can enter the amount that they would like to give, the minimum being 25, and then as soon as they click New Gift, another line will appear so that a donor can continue to select multiple organizations to make their donation to. Once they enter their contact and credit card information, they'll click the Submit button, and a receipt will automatically be sent to them from the Miami Foundation. It will be one receipt for however many organizations a donor chooses to give to. The one other thing I wanted to call out on the donation form that's new this year is, well, it was here last year, but just so everyone knows that this is here in case there's something you'd like your donors to do with it, there's a This Gift Is, and it's a drop-down where your donor can select in honor of, in memory of, or referred by. When a donor selects that, the name field will appear so that they can type in whatever name they would like to appear there. We'll get to this in a little bit, but you will have access to all of this contact information, including this additional in honor of, in memory of, or referred by field on your donation report. The other important thing on the day of the site is the search field. So your donors and anyone interested in giving to you can come and begin to type in your organization's name in the search field, And again, just like on the multi-give, different organizations will start to appear and they can select whichever organization they would like and get sent to that nonprofit profile page. I'll come back here in a second, but a couple other things on the homepage I want to highlight is the Give to a Cause area. So you are all of your nonprofit profiles are sorted into one cause, whichever cause best fits your organization and whichever cause you are in on the Nonprofit Central database. So donors also can find you this way. I'm also going to click over to the leaderboard page here. This page is live right now, so feel free to go to givemiamiday.org right now. You'll see all the organizations listed on the leaderboard page, and you'll also be able to find yourself in either the small, medium, or large category, whichever one your annual operating budget falls in based off of the cutoffs of those annual budgets. If I go ahead and click on an organization name, I'm going to highlight a couple things on the nonprofit profile page. So all of this information, again, these links are live now, so feel free to go find your organization and look at your profile if you have not done so. This information came over from the Nonprofit Central database, so it will align with that and will include your logo, your contact information, your social media widgets, as well as your mission statement, and a link to your full profile back on the Nonprofit Central database. On this page, if you share this link directly with donors, you will have the ability to send them directly to your profile page so they can make a gift right here. It's the same information and the same questions that appear on the multi-give donation form, but it will just be directed to your organization. Again, the same in honor of, in memory of, and referred by question is here, so donors can use that when submitting their gift. This leaderboard widget on your profile page will start to count on next Thursday at midnight. It will track the total number of gifts and total dollars raised, and it will align with your numbers that are on the leaderboard page. Clicking back to the leaderboard page real quickly, the way that this will start to sort by on Give Miami Day, it will default by the total number of gifts. So whichever organization is leading by the total number of gift counts, that's who will appear at the top of the leaderboard. However, all of these headers are sortable. So individuals coming to the site can click on these different headers to see organizations alphabetically or by how much they've raised in total on the day of. The All Prizes tab, so the prizes that Victoria was mentioning earlier, the Give Miami Day team will be awarding those throughout the day, and the nonprofits that win will be listed on this prizes leaderboard once the prize has been awarded. They will also be using social media to communicate those prize winners, so you can follow along there. Any questions, Victoria, about the day of site that you want me to highlight or that came through from the group that is something everyone should hear?
Thank you, Haley. There's two things I'd like to mention at this point. We had a couple questions about the donor having the exact name of the organization. If someone's using the multi-give tool or the search for an organization tool on the right-hand side, as they start to type your name, either your legal name or your DBA, it will begin to automatically populate. So I don't know if you want to show an example, Haley, of as you start to type, it starts to narrow it down and tell you which organizations, and then as you type, you'll be able to find your organization. So they don't need the exact name. As they start to type, it'll give you the search results. The other thing I wanted to mention is Haley, I'm sorry, you want to go ahead?
And I was just going to highlight here, you'll see this Children's Home Society of Florida is an example where that is their name on their profile, but they also have the, oh, that's that example, that's probably just a dash right here. His House Children's Home is the name on their profile, but His House Inc. is the legal name of the organization. So while that does not appear in the profile, it will appear in the search. So however an individual knows your organization, if it's by that DBA or a legal name, you'll appear in the search under both.
That's great, thank you. And the other thing I wanted to mention before Haley continues is she mentioned the leaderboard is divided into 3 sizes, small, medium, large. We will be specifying those brackets of what qualifies someone as small, medium, large on that page so that anyone that visits it knows, but just so that all of you are in the loop A small organization is considered anyone with an annual operating budget of under $250,000. Medium is from $250K to $2 million, and a large organization is over $2 million. So you provided that information while you registered on Nonprofit Central, and that's where we're pulling that data to group you into small, medium, or large. Go ahead, Haley. Thanks.
Great. So the next thing I want to talk about are the 3 links that you have received from Victoria. The first is what I just recently mentioned a little bit, and that is the link to your nonprofit profile page. So you have access to this link right now through Victoria's email, as well as going to givemiamiday.org and finding yourself on the leaderboard and clicking on your name. We highly recommend sharing this link with your donors directly ahead of time, as they can visit this page right now. They'll still see your profile. The donation form won't be there, but it's definitely a link that you can use in your social media and email promotions from now until Thursday. The link is there. And this is the same link, just to be very clear, that will appear with the donation form on Thursday. The second and very important link that you have received by email is the link to your donation report. For those of you that have participated in Give Miami Day in the past, you should know that you have access to all of your donation data in real time. So as donors are coming to the website and giving through either the home page, your profile page, or the embedded donation form on your website, all of that information is accessible to you through the donation report. The link that Victoria sent you, when you click on that, it will download a file to your computer, and I have an example that I want to show you. So go ahead. I highly recommend attempting to download that file now so you know where it goes on your computer and how to open it. It will open an Excel file for me. It always appears in my downloads folder. So again, find that now ahead of time, so on the day of, you know exactly where to access it. I'm going to make this a little larger. When you open the file, like I said, you'll see an Excel file, and it will include all of the information, the contact information, as well as the donation amount that your donors have given to you. A couple things that have changed from years past. There are 2 tabs on your report. The first tab are the donations that come through from either the home page, your nonprofit profile page, or an embedded donation form on another website. The second tab are the donor advised fund grants that Julie was speaking of at the beginning of the call. Those will come through in the second tab. So make sure you look at the bottom of the sheet and look at both tabs. In the past, you've had a separate refund tab for those of you that have participated in prior years. However, now you'll see when we're looking at these different columns, the refunds will appear in line with the gift. So for example, the first gift that was received to this organization was partially refunded for $15. While this isn't a real-life example because the minimum gift is $25, you can see here that it's column F, the donation net amount, that will line up with the total dollars that are raised and that are appearing on the leaderboard for your organization. You'll see if the donor does not elect to be anonymous, you'll have their first and last name, their email address and address, as well as their phone number this year. And here are the columns R and S are where it will align with if the donor added additional information and answered the question in honor of, in memory of, or referred by. It will list which one they did, as well as the name that they typed in that field. And then, of course, very important information that is very interesting for all of you to have access to, and that's whether they indicated themselves as a first-time donor to your organization. The row 3 here that's blanked out, you'll see that is because this donor selected to be anonymous. So when a donor selects to be anonymous, you will not have that contact information. However, you'll still have the gift amount and the confirmation code. So if there's anything you need to follow up with the Give Miami Day team, you can do that. The Donor Advised Fund Gift tab works exactly the same as what you're seeing here. There's a few less fields because the address is not required for these gifts. You'll see the same confirmation code as well as the net amount. If no refunds have been done, the net amount and the offline amount will remain the same. Donor advised fund holders do have the ability to mark themselves on it as anonymous. However, if they do not, you'll see the fund name that your gift came from, as well as the donor's first, last name, and email address. And then they too will have the ability to answer the question if the gift is in honor of, in memory of, or referred by someone. A couple other general things about this report. Anytime you put the link into your web browser and download the file, that is when it's going to update. So if you have downloaded the report at 9 a.m. and you know donations have come in since then and it's noon, make sure you download the file so you have access to all of that updated information. I will say nationally, we hear some amazing donor stories of donors who are so happy when they get called or tweeted at or mentioned in a social media post for their gift that they made on Give Miami Day. So we highly encourage you to take advantage of this information and take advantage of the fact that you have access to it in real time so that you can be thanking your donors as they're coming in. Again, we hear great anecdotal stories about donors who are so happy to have received that call out that they end up getting back online and giving again because they really want to help that organization win a specific prize. I also want to make sure you know that these reports are based on the dollar amounts that come in through the donation form. So they do not include fees, and it will not, the total dollar amounts will not include anything related to the bonus pool that Victoria was mentioning earlier. So just note that it will align with the leaderboard, but it will not include fees, it will not include bonus pool dollars, and it will not include prizes that your organization may receive. Again, you'll have access to this report after the event as well. Once you receive final confirmation from the Miami Foundation about your total dollars raised, including subtracting the fees and adding the bonus pool and any prizes, I highly recommend you go to this report and download a final copy of it and save it to your computer. While these links will exist for about 3 months after your event, they don't exist forever. So please go save a final version of your report somewhere so that you can access it next year before Give Miami Day or anytime you want that donor contact information. Any questions about the donation report from the group, Victoria?
Actually, yes, Haley, this is Julie. We had a question wanting someone to explain what a donor advised fund is, so I figured it was easier to just explain to the entire group because I'm sure there's multiple people that have that same question. So for those of you that aren't familiar with what a donor advised fund is, essentially what it is a vehicle that can be set up by an individual, family, or a corporation that acts very similar to a private foundation. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with different family foundations that are in town, and this is kind of an alternative. So rather than someone going through the process of filing separately with the IRS, they can work with a community foundation like the Miami Foundation, or there's other entities that also do this sort of thing to set up a donor advised fund. So it allows someone to put money into this account here at the Miami Foundation, and then they can distribute it to different nonprofit organizations over the years. So essentially through Give Miami Day, what we are offering is that our donor advised fund holders, these individuals who have their own accounts with us, can make a gift directly to your organization. So that's why on this donation report that you'll see here, there is a separate tab because those individuals have their money managed by the Miami Foundation, so they don't necessarily have to put in their credit card information. It's more of a transfer that they're making from their account to your organization on Give Miami Day.
Great. Any other questions related to the donation report?
So another thing, actually, real quick, Haley, that I want to mention this year on the nonprofit toolkit, and this is related to the donor advised fund holder. So on our nonprofit toolkit, we've added an image that can be shared on your social networks, on your Facebook page, Twitter accounts, or specific donors that you have. So if you have, so Haley, on this screen, it's the major donation graphic under the Give Miami Day logo and graphics. So if you have donors who you know are going to be making a major gift, and for some organizations this could be a $10,000 gift, for some it might be a little bit less, or donors that are going to be making quite a few gifts, we're recommending that they contact our team to set up a donor advised fund in advance of Give Miami Day. So again, you can use this graphic to circulate out to some of your donors in case there's an interest in setting something up like this in advance. And the benefit, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, is by doing this through a donor advised fund, they're avoiding those credit card fees that are typically associated.
The last thing I'd like to say before handing it back to Haley is just reiterating her point about please save a final version of this donation report on your computer. I still get emails from people saying, hey, can you send me the list of donors from last year? And while I wish I had access to that information, those reports do expire after a few months. So just again, please do save that final version of your donation report so you have it for your records.
Great, thank you, Victoria. And again, this link, it will look something like this. So you can see it's a lot of different random numbers and things because it is individual to you. So be very careful and sensitive with this link. It was sent to whoever Victoria has as the lead organization. We've heard stories of nonprofits accidentally sending out this link to donors or making it public. This should be viewed as very sensitive information and only shared with those internal individuals at your organization who should have access to all of your donor data. So please keep that in mind, and again, open the file, make sure you know where it downloads, make sure you open it and see the two different tabs. You'll see the column headers there right now with nothing in them, and know who should have access to that report on the day of so that they can be using that information. The third and final link that was included in your email from Victoria is what we call the embed snippet. Before I go any further, I want everyone to know that this is completely optional to use this third and final link. This is unique technology that Kimbia provides, and what it does is it allows you to embed your donation form, the donation form specific to your organization that appears on your nonprofit profile, on any other website that you would like to. So by copying and pasting this link, by copying and pasting the link that Victoria sent you that has the script in it into any website, your donation form will appear for Give Miami Day. It's very simple to copy and paste this URL if you are familiar with embedding videos or things like that on your website. I have a sample. I couldn't find anyone that had done it yet for Give Miami Day, but I have a sample here of an organization that embedded the donation form on their website. So you'll see the organization with chat, and they put it on their homepage for their giving day. Any donation that is made on this form on any website, the donation is still using Kimbia technology, so the donation is most definitely secure. All of the contact and credit card information is secure. The donor information and the gift information will still appear on your donor report, donation report, and the gift will count towards any prizes, and it will be on your leaderboard total, just as it would if it would go through a form on the Give Miami Day website. You have access to this code right now, and you are welcome to either work with your website provider or someone internally to put that code on your website now where you would like it to appear. What's on my screen right now is what will populate ahead of time. So it's not going to look like a big hole without the donation form until November 19th. It will simply have the logo and this little bit of text. And then on the day of, at November 19th, on November 19th at midnight, the same donation form that's on your nonprofit profile page will populate where you have this text currently. We have a few links that can be helpful if you are attempting to put this snippet, put this donation form on your website. I'll provide these to Victoria after the call, either through the slides or she can put them on the website, whichever's easiest, so that if you are looking to do this, you can use one of these links that we have here. Again, this is definitely not required and not something that you have to do. If you don't feel comfortable editing your website or you don't have someone that can easily do that on your team, that is not at all a disadvantage. You would just simply be communicating the first link, the link directly to your nonprofit profile, to all of your donors. It does not have, you do not have to have another donation form that's appearing on the website, on your website.
Actually, Haley, I apologize for not catching this sooner, but these additional embed instructions on the nonprofit toolkit, there's a PDF document already up there. It's been up there for a few months, as long as a short webinar from Haley walking you through how to embed the donation form on your website, should you so choose to do so. So you'll see under how-to videos and webinars, there's how to embed the donation form, and the little indented one, that's the PDF instructions for you to download, and it reviews all types of websites, WordPress, Blogger, TypePad, all of those different format, I don't know what the word is, platforms for websites.
Great.
Haley, can you also just go back real quickly to what that embedded form will look like before Give Miami Day, and if someone were to click on it, where it would take them?
Yes, so this is the language that will appear on everyone's website if they choose to embed that script right now. If they click on the hyperlink, they will be taken directly to the homepage of givemiamiday.org so that they can read more about Give Miami Day and understand when it's taking place and how they can give.
See, there's actually a hyperlink there that says embed this form. So theoretically, I doubt this will happen very often, but theoretically someone could click embed this form and add it to their own personal website. So you can share this link with board members or corporate sponsors or major community partners that if you want to have them help spread the word about giving to you on Give Miami Day, they could also embed the form.
Exactly. And with that, that is everything I wanted to highlight related to the website on the day of the event and the important links that you should have access to now. So do we have additional questions from the group that are relevant to everyone?
I think that covers it. Before we go, Roshni, if you want to talk about the block party.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we are having a really awesome block party on Give Miami Day from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Marlins Park. Everybody's invited. It's a free event. It's kid-friendly. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be different bars. There's going to be parking is included and it's free. And of course, there's going to be a band called Suénalo, which some of you might have heard of. It's an iconic Miami band that we've had come, and they're going to join us for the event. So we highly recommend that all of you come. We will be having a live update there at the party of how much money we've raised so far for Give Miami Day, how many donations have been made, and some of the nonprofits who were eligible to participate in the block party will also be at the event having tables. Just to clarify, for the block party, in order to be eligible, those the organizations had to be
They've already been notified. So if you don't know if you have a table at the block party, you don't. But you are still welcome to come as a guest and enjoy the party, the food, the music, the bar, and we'll have some, I'm learning about a lot of special surprises that will be at the block party, so we hope to see you there.
Yeah. If you are interested, we've had a couple questions about digital flyers. We do have one posted right now on our Facebook page, as well as on the RSVP site, miamifoundation.org/RSVP. We don't actually have any hard copy flyers that we'll be distributing, but you can access those there.
And also it was included in my email from Tuesday, the digital flyer for the block party. So that was at the bottom of the email underneath my signature. So you can use it there as well.
And the block party is very family friendly. The Marlins mascot, whose name I can't remember right now, but the Marlins mascot, Billy, will be there. There's going to be a lot of games. There's a whole PlayStation section. There will also be an organization there. Microsoft is going to be there and help us take donations on their tablets that they're bringing. So if you know people who are interested in donating and haven't had a chance to do that, the block party will also be a great venue for that as well.
I hear there might be face painting too, so it should be really awesome. Everyone can paint the Give Miami Day logo on their faces. I don't know if that would be a popular option, but get your last minute questions in on the question tab. We're answering them as they're coming in, and we'll be happy to answer any popular questions out loud. So submit your questions now. We'll give you a few seconds to do so.
And again, there's a few people asking for the details for the block party. So if you are interested in just checking out more details, I think the easiest way, along with the email Victoria sent earlier this week, would be going to miamifoundation.org/RSVP. Otherwise, on givemiamiday.org, at the bottom of the page, there's also a link to that as well.
And that's a Facebook event too.
You can bring as many guests to the block party as you want. It's, again, a free event for everyone. And then, let's see. In terms of social media post language, some people are asking about that for Give Miami Day. There's a really good webinar on givemiamiday.org underneath the nonprofit toolkit that Matthew Beatty, our director of communications, made. He did give this seminar live too as part of our Give Miami Day trainings, and then he recorded the webinar. So I would definitely recommend watching that. If you may not want to watch the webinar, his slides are below, but that is going to be the best resource for social media tips that you can find.
So there's a question also that just came in about where you can find out what individuals or families have a donor-advised fund. So the list of our donor-advised funds is not public. Many of you organizations have received grants periodically throughout the year from the Miami Foundation, and in our letters that we send to you, it specifically says which fund these came from. So I would recommend going back into your database and finding out if you have any donations that have come from the foundation that aren't necessarily through one of our grant programs, but came from an individual donor's fund here. And reaching out to them. We are obviously doing quite a bit of sharing to our fund holders as well, making sure that they're aware that they can give through their funds, that it's a benefit for them on that day. So we're definitely doing our part to make sure that they know that they can be involved.
Okay, there's a question about fees. So as Julie mentioned, the donor-advised fund gifts do not have fees. But any credit card gift that is processed through GiveMiamiDay.org, which is the majority of your gifts, do have a fee. So Kimbia, again, the website, the company that Haley works for that runs these giving days all over the country, they have a transaction fee of about 2.99%. In addition to the transaction fee from Kimbia, there are credit card fees associated with whatever credit card company the donor has. So last year, we really aggressively work with the credit card companies to get the fees as low as possible, given the volume of transactions that are made on Give Miami Day. Last year, the fees were approximately 5.12%. And so every credit card gift that came through GiveMiamiDay.org was assessed that approximately, again, 5.12% fee. So it'll be very similar this year. If your donors make a gift through their credit card, which most folks do, there will be a fee on that gift.
There's another question that came in about matching donations. and whether or not somebody could actually, a company could make that matching donation on one of the forms on here. So for a lot of companies, typically what's required is that the individual who made the gift completes some sort of document that proves that they gave and provides additional information about the organization that they gave to. So we do receive some matching gifts from companies, but typically they have to come after Give Miami Day, which means that they're not eligible for those bonus dollars. We would, of course, pass on any donations that we receive after the day of. So, for example, if you have a donor who works for a law firm and that law firm is willing to match contributions that they make, the individual can make the gift as they normally would on givemiamiday.org. They would then submit any sort of paperwork that's necessary to their law firm. And then we would also provide any information that might be needed from our end. And when we receive the check, again, we would just pass it on to your organization. But again, those don't receive any sort of those bonus dollars that are available.
Julie brought up a point that I would like to remind everyone of. When someone does make a gift on Give Miami Day, they do automatically receive a receipt. And the receipt says who the gift was credited towards and the amount of the gift. It also has that tax deductible language that we mentioned at the beginning. These gifts are 100% tax deductible, which means that they cannot receive anything in exchange for their gift, no tickets, no special prizes or special anything, no raffle tickets, no event tickets, anything in exchange for their gift. But the important thing that I'm trying to get to is that that receipt has that tax language in it. So when you thank your donors, and we strongly encourage and urge you to thank your donors, you don't have to include that tax deductible language because we've already done so in our receipt. I know some folks, their letterhead has tax language typed hard onto the letterhead. So I don't know if we want to, if you'd rather, thank them digitally or create some kind of alternate letterhead that removes that tax language, but you don't want donors double dipping into the tax benefits. So just know we've covered it. The tax language is in their receipts that they receive immediately after making a gift. We're trying to answer questions as we see them on the screen. So
Haley, there was one question about SSL certificates, which I'm hoping you might be able to answer. GiveMiamiDay.org does have a security certificate on our website, but the question was asking about if an organization has embedded the donation form within their own website, will it still work even if their own organization website doesn't have that security certificate?
Great question. So yes, just to reiterate, the Give Miami Day certificate, you can see with this, the GiveMiamiDay.org site with this green lock button right here definitely has an SSL certificate, and all of the credit card information will be secure. A very unique feature of the Kimbia technology is that no matter where the form is placed, the form is secure and all the donor's credit card information is secure. Kimbia is what's called a PCI Level 1 compliant company, which is the highest standard in the field for credit card security. So no matter where that donation form is placed, it is a secure form, even if the site does not have an SSL certificate.
Thank you. Any other questions, Julie?
Questions about the fees. Kimbia fees again.
Okay, so we're getting more questions about the fees, I suppose. So to review, last year the fees were 5.12%. That's a 2.99% transaction fee from the Kimbia website, and then the balance is from credit card fees. Every credit card gift received through GiveMiamiDay.org is subject to these fees. Yes, historically the nonprofit organizations have absorbed those fees. So you'll see, your gross total of credit card gifts on your donation report. When we finally transfer you the funds and you see it in your bank account, they will be net fees. But they will have the bonus added in. So that's really a main portion of the role that the bonus pool plays to set those fees. And that's why we're encouraging you, if you do know of a major gift coming in, to tell them to either use their donor advised fund here or set up one for the express purpose of stewarding that gift so that you receive 100% of that donation and it's not subject to the credit card fees. When I mentioned, as I was speaking, I thought of, you'll probably be wondering, well, when will we get this money? So to answer that question, the money is guaranteed to be in your account, the account information that you provided during registration, by the end of the calendar year. It does, as you can imagine, there's tens of thousands of gifts that come in on Give Mammy Day, so it does take a bit of work on our end to sort all that out to determine the bonus pool percentage and finalize those numbers. But we hope to get it to you probably during the week of December 14th is my estimate, but just as a blanket statement, they'll be there before the end of the year. We're just fielding these last-minute questions, see if there's anything else that you guys have questions about.
So there's a question on here about several individuals are trying to make updates to their profiles, but they're not reflecting on givemiamiday.org. Victoria, do you want to speak on that?
Sure. So as you guys know, you can edit your profiles anytime using your unique URL. That updates your profile on the Nonprofit Central side of the site. The changes you make are not automatic. I have to manually publish the new content, and so there is a bit of a delay between the content and when you'll see it live. I do update the site every single day, but sometimes, like this morning, I was out at an event, so I didn't get to update the site yet today. But it should be updated, within 24 hours or the next business day if it's the weekend. But again, that's only on the Nonprofit Central side of the site. If you have an edit that you need to make to the Give Miami Day side, just email that to me. You know my email, and that's, if you've seen your Give Miami Day profile, it's very basic. It's just your name, your logo, your contact information, and your mission statement. So there shouldn't be much that you have to change on the Give Miami Day side of things. Most of the edits you're probably making are on Nonprofit Central. And again, I have to manually publish the content, so there is a delay in seeing it live.
One question that just came in that I want to mention, since I didn't mention this before, if an individual wants to set up a donor advised fund in advance of Give Miami Day to process their larger gifts that they're going to be making so that they're not subject to these fees, what we would, so with those accounts, they can set it up. Again, the money has to actually be in our accounts before November 19th so that we can make sure that it's available to process. And we, this year, are not going to be assessing fees on the donor advised funds that are just set up for Give Miami Day. So we will, of course, work with those individuals if they decide to keep the account open so that it's available for them throughout the year. And then again, for next year's Give Miami Day, we'll begin assessing our fees starting in January. So just so that you all know, it might be too much information, but for the administrative fees for our donor advised funds under $1 million in assets is 1% of the average balance, or $400 a year. So again, that $400 minimum fee will not begin to be assessed until January 1st of 2016. So if you have any specific questions, our information is available on our website. Again, my name is Julie, so you can contact me directly with any of those questions. And I think the last question that we've heard from several of you, just to reiterate, this webinar is being recorded, and it will be available on givemiamiday.org under the Nonprofit Toolkit, along with the PowerPoint slides that Haley showed earlier. So if you have any questions or colleagues that weren't available to join, we encourage you to visit the Nonprofit Toolkit to see that information along with all the other resources that we've made available.
And with that, we're going to close. We thank you for all of your input and your thoughtful questions. And of course, a big thanks to Haley. She is a wonderful partner and a great help. And she'll actually be on site next week with us on Give Miami Day. So if you come to the block party, come say hi to us and say hi to Haley. We appreciate her and we appreciate all of you. And we can't wait to see what we accomplish as a city on November 19th. I don't know if we've mentioned this, but we have set a public goal of $7 million. So that's pretty exciting. We wish all of you the best of luck with your Give Miami Day efforts. We're here to support you. So just, be in touch if we can help you with anything. Please remember there are 600 plus organizations participating in this event, so we'll get to you as soon as we can. Thanks again for joining us this morning, and we'll see you on Give Miami Day, givemiamiday.org, November 19th, but you know all of that. Have a great day, everyone, and enjoy your weekend.